every time I come to... Oh.
Is that us?
We are live.
I have moved, I kept on moving. Prove the bones that needed proving.
What song is this?
Caledonia.
Oh, it's sorry.
Now all together. Let me tell you that I love you. And I think about you all the time.
You shouldn't be encouraging her.
Very low.
Don't be encouraging me.
No. Welcome, guys. Episode 18.
18 of Organised Chaos.
And we have our second ever guest, Keith Walsh.
You had
Welcome,
another guest.
Keith.
I can't believe you had another guest.
Yeah, if you want to listen to all 18, Keith, because there's a pop quiz later, and you are going to fail miserably if you haven't.
Yeah, you're our second ever guest.
Who's your other guest?
A friend of ours, Alex. You might have heard us speaking about him a few times on it.
Okay, right.
He was very interesting. He came with high quality content, and it was actually one of our strongest viewed or listened to podcasts
Since.
So no pressure, Keith.
Yeah.
Is he the most famous person you know?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
After Mr. Producer.
And now yourself.
I just told all his friends to listen to it.
Yeah.
But
He did.
just going back to the intro there, we were talking during the week, and obviously we know you have a podcast. By any, you heard our miserable attempt at an introduction.
Yeah, do you know anyone
that would
to
do
a jingle?
Like, who in God's name
Who
would do a
did
jingle
yours?
for a podcast?
I've been listening to your podcast and I've been thinking, why have they not got a jingle?
No,
Like,
well, we don't know a guy, do you?
No, yeah.
How do I have a
If
jingle?
only we had somebody in the production team that could do something.
It's the Keith Walsh podcast.
I mean,
I was
It's
actually going to
essential
open
like
with
your
that.
breakfast. Yeah, you should have.
I know, but then I thought people get really like Inception and
yeah, it
won't
might
know
get
what's
weird.
going on.
It might get weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
The two,
But-
of course, because we're the two Newbridge rival podcasts.
Naturally.
So
Head to head.
So we're here to absolutely bash you from the top down.
But,
Next hour.
I was on a call today. I work in marketing now. You know, that's
Oh, yes,
full time
yeah.
job.
Think House.
Yeah, in Think House. And this guy called Billy, and he's in PR, and he was doing this little spiel about competition. And he said his friend, you know, he'd set up this gig, and an enemy had set up another gig down the road on the same day, and he was like giving out. And the guy says, collaboration beats competition every time. You know, you guys need to hook up.
Need to
So
collab.
that's
Here
why
we
I'm
are.
here. Yeah, doing a collaboration. Yeah.
Well, everyone might be wondering why we had you on, but if you listen to episode 15, we talked about we'd love to get someone on that has been in prison. So,
You know, you did your
fresh
stint.
from Mountjoy. Here
How
he
was
is.
that?
I haven't. No one knows about my time in prison.
Do
So
you?
yeah, this is an
Now
exclusive.
our 70,000 listeners a week will know.
This is an exclusive. I tell you what, I feel like I've gotten to like I'm in my 40s now. Just in case you're wondering what age
You don't
now.
look a day over 20,
Thank
I
you
promise
very
you.
much.
Promise.
I'm surprised I didn't end up in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a young lad, my sisters would have said to me, "You're going to
You're
end up
gonna
in
end
prison
up
at some stage."
Why?
yeah.
What were you up to as a young lad?
I don't know, really. You know, I'm like nothing, just energetic, annoying.
Just
you know,
Energetic vandalism.
listen, I
and
have
going,
this-
really.
Cops coming around and going, "He's too energetic. We need to lock him up."
He's overzealous.
He's just, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got.
I had that same vibe, Keith.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, still do.
Still do.
I still do it.
I was thinking during the week, I was like, so Keith's coming on. I was like, God, I should probably do a bit of research about, because I don't know. And I know Keith's a Newbridge man.
Terrible good Newbridge man.
Good.
Keith's
And
also
he's a Sarsfields man.
Nars
Up
Shelgaboo.
the sash.
Up the sash.
Oh, that's good. We're
Oh,
all
yeah,
good
we're all
people.
on the same page
We're
here.
right.
Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Producer's from the dark side of town.
Yeah, let's not. Shut up, you.
Let's not go
Yeah.
there.
And take all your shit with you as well when you're going.
So yeah, a Newbridge man, Sarsfields
Yeah.
man. What else did you know?
Nothing. And I was like, I better do a bit of research. I was like, why do it when you're going to be in front of us? You can tell us all about.
You can ask me anything. I think that's enough, though. Newbridge, Sarsfields, you pretty much got me.
That's
I
all you
actually
need.
filled
Got
her
me
in on
down.
something else the other day because she'd said to me, she was like, should I do a bit of research on Keith? And I was like, no, you know the usuals. I was like, he was in one of Louis Walsh's boy bands back in the day. She
I was
hook,
sat there,
line
I was
and
like,
sinker.
stop. I was like, what was it?
I was like, sure, let him tell you about
Yeah.
it.
Should I, if
And
you
I couldn't keep in the laughter because I knew that she would have asked you about it straight away.
100%.
Yeah, we were
100%.
we were called Upside Down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go?
5-time Grammy nominated.
Did you go
Twice
topless,
Ballon d'Or
topless onto the
recipient.
Late Late Show?
We went bottomless. We only wore tops. Yeah.
Right. If that's not a way to go, I don't know what is. You know. So tell us about yourself, Keith.
Yeah, what's
sure.
your,
Look,
your
what's there-
background, everything
what's there
else?
to know? I slept in the morning, the Saturday Louis Walsh was auditioning for Boyzone. I hadn't fully intended to go along.
Yes.
Really?
And I slept in that morning because I was out drinking the night before. And I think I would have been perfect for Boyzone because I was
Same.
a brilliant drinker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, were they big drinkers?
Oh,
Well,
Yeah?
Stephen. Did Stephen not drink himself away?
Well, I'm not
drugs, was
sure,
it?
but like the lads, they caned it. I worked in a hotel in London one summer, and they arrived to stay, and they were just
Ready to party.
Yeah,
Love it. Love it for the lads.
They're all the
We
same.
should get Ronan on.
No,
Oh,
no.
what's the other lad?
He was in. You looked
Oh,
at me like he
Keith.
wasn't in it. I was like, he was in it. Keith.
Yeah,
I've cut all ties with Ronan. What's his second name?
Keating.
Keaton, sorry. No, not that I had ties with him, but when I seen him on the Late Late Show recently, or it was definitely a lockdown Late Late Show when he was in Australia. He lives there now, doesn't he?
yeah, with his
And he was barefoot. Now this is off. Don't know the chap. God, probably a lovely fella. He was barefoot.
No, well, he's
Ryan
gone in
Tuberty
my
did
eyes.
not ask him. He just got up and got the guitar and started singing. Like no one asked, and here he is. Marshmallow on your face. I was like, no, that's me now. That's me and Ron Dunn.
Ah,
No, but I'd love to have him on.
God. He,
poor old Ro.
his wife is Storm.
Yes.
Storm Keating.
Not with
Storm.
Yvonne anymore.
No, that's
jeez, no.
long gone now.
Oh, I
yeah,
think
yeah.
he-
I'm way back.
Yeah, no, God, that's like a long time.
Those guys.
They have kids as well, don't they? Storm
They,
and
yeah, they
Oh.
do. Yeah, two
Well,
young children.
Is
yeah,
she
yeah.
an Australian woman?
She's an Australian lady, and her name is Storm. And we found out on the breakfast show through our research that her real name is Sharon. No.
is her name actually Sharton?
Yeah.
That is the crack, isn't it?
Now her
Like,
name is Sharton Keaton.
no, you need to stop sticking with Becky and get something better because
I know.
there's a world out there that you don't even know about.
I know. I used to like rename
Storm
myself.
Jacob, I could see it.
Yeah.
Like, that's good.
Storm.
Sharon.
Sharon was her name. Yeah. So we kind of slagged her a good bit on the breakfast show.
Did you have
And
her on?
We eventually had her on,
Right,
and we
okay,
kind
okay.
of had to make up. Then we were sort of like we had her on as a sort of oh, sorry for slagging you off. You seem sound,
Yeah.
and she did seem sound really.
Ah, good.
But that that was our job for 5 years, to slag people off.
Slow people.
Yeah, and be dicks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're hoping to get into. Just slag people off.
I
and be
think there's
dicks.
an opening there.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's
100%.
doing it at the moment.
No one's slagging
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
off. Is that what the Breakfast Republic was? Just ripping the piss out of people?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, there's people I meet now that I kind of think, oh God, did I?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, like Ronan Keaton, he would have been like anybody like that. And it's sad, really, because it's low hanging fruit. Like it's real obvious stuff. But
Yeah.
that's kind of
And
it.
did the majority of people take it in good jest or could get on board with it? Like,
Ray Darcy cornered me in RTE and kind of gave out to me for slagging him off.
Did he?
Yeah, he was a bit like, well, I have the children in the car, and and that's not very nice. And I was like, Ray, I'm sorry. And see, he still has my underpants. He has a pair of my underpants as well. So
Who does?
That's a separate story as an
Ray.
aside.
Right.
Yeah,
We'll
so
get you on
Ray,
again.
if you're listening to this, and I know he listens, I want my underpants back.
I know when you said that, I was like, what does he?
No, we played a charity football match for Kildare up in Sarsfields.
Yes.
Niall Quinn was playing, and Ray and myself and all the celebrities.
All the celebs.
And has anyone ever?
And he forgot underpants because he thought the shorts had come with built-in nicks, but they didn't. So I had brought spare underpants, and thankfully for me, I'd been underpants shopping, which is a rarity because I have like very old underpants.
So
but
they
I
were
had fresh.
So you had new ones.
Boxed, ironed at
I
the
was like
seams.
delighted. He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I have no underpants." I was like, "Hey, these
Sorry
are-
about slagging you, bud.
yeah,
Here you go.
yeah, let's make up."
Yeah.
We made up over underpants.
And you
I mean,
know, you
beautiful.
said like in Breakfast Republic, you would have low hanging fruit. You would have did a bit of slagging. Like you have a comedy show coming up. What genre would your comedy be under? Would it still be like ripping the piss or?
Well, it's like I hope people laugh.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call it a comedy show, but I hope there's funny bits like in it.
Okay.
But it's mostly about my taking the piss out of myself. So
Yeah.
I spent a long time taking the piss out of other people. So now it's
So
time
now you're
to
doing some
Do it
take
back
the
on
piss
you.
out of
Self-reflection.
myself. Yeah, it's like the breakfast show finished up. I was like, what the fuck am I going? Do you curse on it? I can't remember.
Absolutely, fuck
I was couldn't remember.
Say whatever you want.
Get your balls out of my mouth.
I
Yeah,
was
all
like,
of that.
what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah.
And actually, I felt really I was really down. I felt very rejected. I felt like, not good enough.
After the breakfast show
after the breakfast show
closed up.
finished, because they were just like, that's it. And you're like, when you spend 5 years.
And like, I'm sorry now for interrupting you, but why did that finish up? Like, that was the best morning show to ever grace the radio. I haven't listened to the radio in the morning since.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know exactly. See, that's the problem, and that was one of the issues at the time. When you're one of the faces of the thing, then everybody asks you.
Yeah.
You're like, what's the story of the
You
breakfast show?
don't
And you're like, well, it's not my decision. But you become the spokesperson for the decision made by somebody else.
Because they won't speak
Because
about it.
nobody knows them, and like
Yeah,
they're just like
yeah.
they're
Who
just
are
off
they?
going, like no one gives, like they don't, and people don't approach them in Tesco, and people don't approach them in the library.
They don't know
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
And
They're not
you-
the face.
and I feel like as a kind of you try and be a sound person, try and explain it. You're like, well, these things happen, you know, it's time to move on.
Innovation,
but at
all
the
that
same
kind
time,
of
you're
stuff.
really angry and you're pissed off and you're upset and you're,
Yeah, of course.
you feel, oh, fuck, I wasn't good enough, and that's why you feel that the thing ended, because you're not good enough.
Yeah.
So ultimately you're going around going, well, I'm obviously shit, so that's why it ended, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where the play kicks off, and then I go to therapy, and he takes me back to my childhood, and I uncover a few forgotten traumas, and then so it's kind of like it's there's moments, there's hopefully funny moments, but there's sad
There's
moments.
intense moments.
Yeah. So the worry now is that I don't want to fuck it up. Like it's
It's been a long time in the making. I was reading today. It was supposed to come out previously, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we were due to tour this time last year.
Okay.
And then-
This is your play.
Sorry, yeah. Is that what we're talking about?
I asked about the comedy show.
Oh, the comedy
but
show.
The play. So the play is obviously
God.
about your life.
Yeah, so the
Yes.
play is about my
Pure
life.
mental.
Sorry, yes.
Sorry, yeah.
I
For anyone that doesn't
misunderstood
know,
you there.
Keith has a play
Coming out soon.
all around Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Everywhere in Ireland.
Yeah.
Every single town in Ireland.
Kicking off in the Riverbank, though.
And you start in the Riverbank the 19th and
November.
20th of November. Good
Lovely.
stuff. Good work.
Three nights.
2 nights.
19th, 20th of November. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday. Oh, I
And
know.
then Cork the next night.
Now,
So
I don't
straight
want
down
you to get
Cork.
upset, but I'm out of the country that weekend.
I'm
so.
not. I'll
so
be
she's
there.
going
There's
to
no-
represent us.
There's
Yes.
we're in Cavan.
Yeah, what's stopping you going following week to the far side of Shalala?
Kenny. What's wrong?
Why can't you go to the far side of Shalala?
Blanchardstown.
Blanche, yeah. When? Next week? The week after?
Week after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around
yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
It's starting that weekend, and then it's for 4 weeks around
Mr.
the
Producer,
country,
bring
so-
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll send you
Now,
the dates.
you might decide after a night here that you might want a few extras.
Yeah. Few understudies.
You might
A few
On
contemporary
stage.
dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might need it.
It's a one-man show, though.
Oh, well, it'll be 2 piece in the back, one in the front.
Well, I've heard enough.
You do a bit of backing
So
vocals
the play
at the
is
end,
just a
maybe.
one-man
It's
show.
just you.
It's a one-man show, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
And you're the co-writer, Janet.
So Janet Moore directs
You
it.
did
and
research, bitch.
No. Keith sent us the poster. I read the poster. if that goes down as research, well, I'll take it.
Yeah,
But
that's very
I'm
good,
sorry
yeah.
I didn't read the
She-
poster.
It's
co-wrote-
literally all on the poster. She, myself and Janet went to college together. I studied acting.
Is Janet a Newbridge woman, no?
Janet Moore is a Dublin woman, but she's a very successful actor, director, and she's a friend of mine. And I sent her this stuff that I'd written, and I said, "Do you think there's anything we could do with this?" And she said, "Well, I think this could be a one-man show."
Right.
And she sort of helped me put it together, and she helped shape the stories. So she's a co-writer on it, and yeah, she was brilliant. She was a godsend. I wouldn't be doing any of this without Janet, to be honest with you, because I took a chance. And sometimes in life you have to take a chance, but I took a chance in sending it to her, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hopefully Janet will be." And she, you send things to people in this line of work, and they'd never get back to you. So,
No.
I
and that
was
would be the norm a lot of times.
totally. Yeah, you send things off, and but
They get
she-
back to you once, mightn't get back to you again.
yeah, or just nothing. And she got back to me straight away, and we met and we had a chat. And she said, "Yeah, I think there's something in this." So yeah, to answer your question, it's been kind of since the start of lockdown we've been working on it.
Right.
Right.
And hopefully,
And it's literally it's based around your life. You start it's just a play.
yeah, play about me. I put me in it. I'm on the poster.
You watch Pure Mental.
Yeah. It's literally. You see,
How do you start? Like, what did you send her? Like, do you send her like the script or how? Like, how?
Here's a picture of my scan.
I'm always blown away with like creative people because I don't have a creative bone in my
Not
body.
one.
Not
You've not
one
an
creative
ounce.
bone except
No.
my voice, obviously.
but and that's the question you actually asked was about the comedy night, which
Yes.
we'll get to. So
Yes.
I think maybe there could be one or two stand-ups in the room. We can
would-
get to that later if you want.
Die. I would literally die on the spot. The only reason I can do this is because there's only 4 people in the room. Like, absolutely not.
She's a terrible liar.
There's probably only going to be 4 people at my comedy night.
well, let's
Or
not.
sound ones, anyway.
But you write, like, I'm always blown away with creative people and like people with good imaginations that they can put pen to paper and like come up with something. Like,
Yeah.
did you just start like writing a script and be like, oh, like me? Conan. me.
Yeah, I wrote
Like, just-
the top 10 best things about me.
And how did she like just translate it into, oh no, I can see like the body of something here?
Yeah, I'd written. I did this like a creative writing course as part of. I was going to see this guy Luke. He's my therapist, and he was like, "You should write. That's how you get all these because
That's how you express yourself.
Yeah, we all go through life with these stories in our heads and about what our lives were like, and like my story will be totally different to my sister's story, or my mother's story, or my neighbour's story. But it's all unique. But you carry them around, and they can kind of weigh you down, and that's kind of like it's kind of trauma stuff, you know. And if you can write it down on a piece of paper, you get rid of it, and you can see it, and you go, oh Jesus, that that's kind of all right. That, and you kind of can put it to one side. So I started writing. I started journaling first, and all this sort of verbal diarrhea came out, and then I did this creative writing course, and I at the end of that course I had these 10 short stories, and so most of them were about me.
So you mashed them all together and threw it into Janet's inbox.
So I sent Janet a version of a long short story. So this was like sort of a few thousand words. And I was kind of thinking of a book and or something alive. I didn't know what I was thinking. I said, Janet, can you have a look at this? And,
You could probably still do a book after your play. Like,
yeah, maybe.
books are
like,
huge at the minute. Like
they are. Yeah.
No,
Books are really big.
have always been huge.
Really
but
big
like,
at the moment.
I feel like reading at the minute, you're on it.
We always
like,
said
you're
this,
on
like,
trend if you're reading a book.
when we were in school, like, it wasn't all that long ago, but it was cool to like not be studying, not be, and now it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Now the
If
cool
they're in
thing
school,
is to be
if
really
you're the clever
studious and
cat,
really. So,
yeah. If you're the clever cat, like, you're on trend.
Yeah.
Like, people are putting
On trend.
pictures up of their books now. Do you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, everyone's got a book now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instagram page and all that, whatever else.
It's a good like I don't know. We'll see if the play goes well. There might be a book, but it would have to go very well. I'm not famous enough to have a book. Do you know what I mean? You kind of have to be at a certain level. I mean,
what's fame? Do you know what I mean?
well,
What
if
is
you go
fame?
into a
Can you tell
publisher,
us what
if
is
they go
fame?
to a publisher and say, I've got an idea for a book, they'll go, oh,
We see 100 people a day that say the
no
same
one really
thing.
cares about your life.
For Ireland, you're the next rugby player.
Yeah.
Totally,
Yeah.
Or if you
You're
have,
up
or
like
if you have a
that.
thing, like if you can write
So you
about.
need to work on your fitness.
I need to
Some
make
balls.
the
We need
Ireland
to
team.
get you on the Irish rugby team, and then we need to do an autobiography.
There's a guy, a friend of mine, he plays foot golf, and he says they're looking for. He said to me that we're looking for.
Is that a profession now?
Can
is
you
it?
play foot golf or just go to play once?
You can play foot golf for Ireland, apparently.
No,
yeah.
you're messing.
Yeah. And he said, we're looking for over 40s, members of the over 40s team.
And do you think you'd be good?
So I could still represent my
We'll
country.
get you up there. We'll be
To represent your country, yeah.
I was like, I've got this play.
You'll be good in green.
Maybe in January.
You'll be there with your team members. Did you come to my play now?
Yeah.
Are you coming? Who's in it? Me?
Yeah.
And where can the people, while we're on the subject, get the tickets?
Just go to the riverbank.ie and all the details are there and all the dates
Now
are
that's
there.
if they're from
and
Newbridge.
and
Like,
everything's-
we've got people from,
Yeah, but you all
Even
like that's
for
the
Cork.
portal. That's the portal
that's
for
for
all
that.
of
Okay,
it. Yeah,
okay.
so
Because
all the-
Riverbank are helping her.
They produced it.
they're
Yeah,
okay.
so they,
Oh, brilliant.
they
They're
put
big
up the money.
backers as well.
Yeah, they put up the money and then they applied. I did nothing. They applied for.
Well, it's about you.
They applied for a grant from the Arts Council, and I know the Arts Council listen to this podcast, so thank you guys.
Thank you, Art.
Oh, thank you so much.
Any
Any grants going, lads?
TYSM.
We'll take the grant.
I think you
Just,
should get a grant for this podcast.
Yeah,
to be
thank
honest
you.
with
I'll just get my iPad and pick and stay on here.
So they did that as well, and they got the money. They basically put the money together for the tour. You know, I mean, it would have been very difficult for me to kind of ring venues and go.
The Riverbank are terrible sound, aren't they?
They're very sound.
Yeah.
In fairness to them, you know.
We're very lucky to have that, like
And,
that
quick,
type thing in
quick
Newbridge.
cue.
Yeah, very lucky.
So, starts off, you're on stage. Is there any point you like put on some makeup, like change your outfits, or can you not give those things away?
No, same outfit. There's a few props.
Right.
There's a skateboard helmet
Right.
as a prop.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I've seen a picture today.
Yeah, thank you. Research.
Did
Yeah,
you like it?
Just call me Mrs. Research now.
Did you like, share, and comment?
Absolutely. No, I didn't do anything yet now until like we
Oh, okay.
promote the podcast.
See if you like them first. Then, yeah, you're right.
See if I promote your podcast first, and then
yeah.
and then there's a crystal ball, and then there's a chair. There's a few little props, but nothing. It's fairly light on its feet, like, you know, so you could kind of do it anywhere. That was. The
And is it
idea.
quite deep? Like, or is it?
It's quite, yeah. It is deep. Yeah, there's a bit of a shocking moment in it, but
God.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
And one last.
Say it for that.
Are you bottomless for that Shocking moment.
What part is upside down? Come on. And reunite.
The band reunite. Yeah.
And you're obviously playing yourself. But if you weren't, who would you have got to play yourself? Like, and the world's,
oh God.
the world's
Your
your
oyster.
oyster.
I don't know. I'd love Eric Cantona to do me with, with an Irish accent.
Is me,
With
he's
a-
Walsh.
Oh, is that where Canton is?
Yeah, he's French.
Oh, is he?
Do you not notice my French accent?
Oh, I
I even had the chef's kiss in there.
was like, where is she going with this?
Well, Eric
Cantona.
Cantona, he's an actor and he's a hero of mine. But I'd love for
He's
him.
an actor.
Is Eric Cantona a
Yeah, he's an
football
actor.
player?
Yeah. But he's an actor now. Yeah,
Oh,
he makes movies. He makes movies. I'd love for him to spend a year in Newbridge learning the accent.
Yeah.
You know,
Booty man.
Like, I'd love to hear Eric Cantona say "booty man."
Yeah. I can see it though.
But you can imagine-
he has the dark features, the beard. I can see it.
I'd love to see him working behind the bar in Con Cummins for a year, like really getting into the character and the
Con's
spirit.
standards are very high at the minute, though. I don't know if he'd make it.
I don't. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Con just be all.
Put in a word for him.
Yeah, he'd just be all COVID rules and regs.
He does.
Yeah.
Scanning that
Yeah, no,
COVID
you're right.
passport.
He's right. He's dead right.
He's
Yeah.
dead.
I mean,
Right.
anytime you're in there, it's packed. So, as in, like, within regulations.
Safely packed, Con. Safely
Please
packed.
don't close cons on us. Don't take anything, but don't take cons. Please.
Have you ever been into Charlie Ryan's? Like, was that ever an open book for you?
Yeah, I went into Charlie Ryan's to
Is
buy
that still open?
cans. I don't know. I like it used to open for a few hours every day or
I
something
think
like
that's
that.
gone.
Is it?
I think so.
I do remember going in to buy cans. When the day we got our leaving cert results, myself and my cousin, we decided to go on a pub crawl from the Cédín all the way down to Johnson's, the Liffey Arms. I think as it was.
You could have taken the Cédín out of it. It was a relief to start time. That's just being a glutton.
There's nothing in the cave.
That's
No,
just,
that was-
that's just being
that was-
greedy.
That's what
Like, you could have started at like Neeson's Corner. You would have got a fair few.
That was a long walk.
Yeah.
But I lived beside the Cédín, so we were like, let's go into the Cédín,
Okay.
have a pint,
Right.
and then have one drink in every pub.
And it was too
all the way.
dangerous to do it the other way around. 'Cause imagine you got to like the long walk from Neeson's to the Cédín
Oh, you
after
wouldn't-
Newbridge. God knows where
My
you'd
bladder
end up.
wouldn't have made it.
No, exactly, yeah,
no,
yeah.
definitely. But and yeah, Charlie. That was the one time we called into Charlie Ryan's, and I think they served us 2 warm cans of Carlsberg or something
Gorgeous.
like that. Yeah.
Lovely.
Delicious.
Yeah, we drank them very fast. I think we might have just taken them with us. I
Yeah.
don't think we stayed. It's
Yeah.
a weird place.
I've never been inside. I don't think so.
I've never been in Con. I have.
You
I just
have?
can't remember. Yeah. I said that came out of my mouth. And I was like, I definitely have.
I think I sang Spanish Lady one day in the corner on Paddy's Day.
Do you sing?
I can't.
Would you sing it now for us?
One of the girls'
What's Spanish Lady?
taglines on her Instagram is Emma loves this because I actually texted her the other day. Can't sing but will sing. Like that's also me.
That is you, honey.
That's what I'm talking about. Can't sing but will sing. That is me.
Yeah.
Anytime, anywhere, any
I
place.
don't know. I've been listening to the podcast, and I could see an album in your future. You know?
I'd love imagine.
Like,
I can see that's the way it's going.
What's Vicky Behind the Glow?
yeah.
Something along the lines of that.
Featuring Gamu Nangu.
Yes. Namu Nangu.
Do you remember Gamu Nangu
Yeah.
from the X Factor?
Sort of remember now. Yeah.
She got kicked off because she didn't have the correct passport.
The visa.
She didn't have
She
the
didn't have the
X
visa. Yeah.
Correct passport.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember that? It was
Yeah,
a controversy.
sort of. Yeah.
One of our friends, shout out to Timmy Og now. He always says he'll have an album featuring Gamu Nangu.
Oh, no, he
right,
has
okay,
8 albums. He has
Yeah,
them
he
all
has
planned
8.
out.
We must get him on next special guest.
Absolutely. Well, actually, I know you're getting your house painted at the moment, aren't you?
Jesus, what?
Yeah.
No, there's research and stuff.
Tom was here last night and he was like, "Oh, my dad's painting his house at the moment." I was like,
Oh, wow.
See, up here for
Wow.
thinking,
Oh,
lads.
my
God.
Up here for thinking. You need to be on your feet all the time.
You need to stop
That
scaring
is-
guests.
That is good research.
His face is like, yeah.
It's like, why did I come here?
They sent him as a slide to learn about you.
Yeah.
Anything.
No. Yeah, he's just like,
yeah.
Shout out
Come
to
in-
Nicky.
come in,
as
Vicky.
well.
Yeah.
Do a good. I want to make sure he does a good job. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, he's stellar.
He's brilliant. He is
Vouch
brilliant.
for him.
Vicky loves
He genuinely
Nicky.
is
Yeah.
brilliant. Yeah,
great man.
he is.
Do
But
you think if Nicky wasn't Tom's dad, you would?
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, Nicky. Oh, it's
I'm gonna go get it out of the way. Vicky's bits. If
have you ever heard of
listened-
Vicky's bits, Keith?
This is her segment.
This is my segment that sometimes happens, sometimes doesn't happen.
I think I've heard it mentioned, but I don't know if
Sometimes I
I've
wish
actually
it
heard
never happened.
Luckily, I didn't actually have to do anything for Vicky's bits this week because you did it all for me.
Ah.
You're 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah.
and I have two
yes.
truths and a lie for you in turn.
Okay.
But
I haven't. No, apparently.
do you-
sent them in? I haven't read or heard.
Oh yeah,
or seen
I know
sight.
them, but I'm going to get you to. So the first one that you told me. So your two truths and a lie. Can you remember them?
Do
you wanna get them out?
I once reversed all the way from Newbridge, reversed a car all the way from Newbridge to Kilcullen.
Yeah. Okay.
What's
I'm going to go
okay.
back to that one. I want to hear the other two. I want Evelyn to hear the other two, and then I'm going to
trying
quiz
to
you on
remember
them.
the ones. I once worked in a brothel in Malaysia,
Me too. I mean, yeah, go on.
and I can't remember what I once shifted Liam Gallagher in a nightclub called the Pod in Dublin.
So,
Question one.
I've obviously had time to think about it.
Okay.
And we are going to ask you a few questions on this, but I don't know if it's but I think the most outrageous one of them is the reversing the car one.
Well, I
don't
need
know if
to
that's
know
just my sick
what
mind.
time of the day or night.
Yeah,
was
tell
it?
us about the reversing of the car one first. How did this come
It was
about?
very late. It was very late.
What year are we talking? Were you sober?
90s.
Yes, you were.
Was
You
I
were driving.
sober?
Of course you were.
Well,
I
you didn't
wasn't-
have to be sober
I wasn't
back then.
driving.
Oh, you weren't driving?
No.
Okay.
See, I worded it badly, but
On purpose to throw us?
yeah, maybe, yeah. But I was.
So who was driving?
I wasn't sober.
Who was driving? Don't mention a name because we're not doing this
I
again.
can't tell. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, say no names. So the car
Somebody-
was
there was
reversed
definitely
from
some-
Newbridge to Kilcullen.
Yeah, and this friend of mine had like an estate car, but it was kind of like a van, so there was no seats in the back.
It's called commercial, Keith.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So it was a car, like a long car.
Yeah,
was
It was it was a commercial estate car.
Yeah, so I was sitting at the back window pretending to drive.
Oh, right, and you were
And
reversing.
he was
okay.
he reversed all the way from Newbridge.
What was
to
the
Cullen.
reasoning behind? Like, were you on the motorway?
No,
And on
we
the hard shoulder?
How can
Newbridge
you get
to
on the
Cullen,
motorway from Newbridge to Kilcullen?
Through at Garvin.
Oh, yeah, you can't, yeah.
There was very little traffic around, thank God.
It's like,
I don't know. I to this day I don't know how it happened. I
Hands
know.
up, you don't know. But apparently it's true.
And you made it.
See, this is
well, I'm still here.
Yeah,
like
you
the
are.
next two is obviously working in the brothel in Malaysia and shifting Liam Gallagher.
So you worked in the brothel in Malaysia.
I find them two.
Who was your headmistress? There's always that one woman. And do you know what I
I
was
don't know,
listening
what was,
to?
he could have been the cleaner.
No, excuse me.
He wasn't essentially
I have a
the
question.
gigolo. Like.
So I listened to a podcast earlier and they were talking about, there was this guy who was in Thailand for a few months and his co-host said, were you ever with a ladyboy? And he went on to tell a story about when he was in a brothel. And he was like, it starts off like you think you're in a restaurant. And he was like, and then there's this big, huge fat woman who no one wants to have sex with. But she is the leader of the pack as she organises and delegates who has what when. So who was that woman? Or man?
If it is true.
I think there was a man in charge of it was kind of we were doing myself and my wife Suzanne, we were doing our year travelling around and we ended up
Suzanne was with you. Did she work with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we ended up in this place and it was like a hostel, but like in Malaysia, hostels are like your room is up and it's kind of like a hut up in the jungle, like, and there's another hut up there in the jungle and then they've kind of like got a building in the middle with a bar and kind of a restaurant area, you know, but it's all kind of it's all open air, you know.
COVID friendly.
I sometimes worked at the bar, but also we were building more floor area for the restaurant. So during the day we'd like dig out muck and so we were doing all this work and this guy let us stay for free basically.
Are you a handy tradesman?
I wouldn't say so, but we
You
give it your best.
yeah, I mean I can't imagine that
And
floor is still there to
this
this
was
day.
the brothel.
Yeah, so like my Suzanne was working. She used to clean out the rooms, and I was digging a
a nasty
hole.
job.
And we got like free beer and free room.
blowjobs.
Free sex.
Yeah.
And it was only kind of
Put it
like
on my tab.
it didn't really. We were sort of young Irish people, you know, no clue of the world and worldly things. And it only kind of dawned on us, like, towards the end, that there was these local members of the constabulary arriving up with these women and just, like, going into a room. And then, like, then Suzanne would have to clean a room maybe 3 times in a day.
Just getting busy.
And we didn't really, like... But then
So you unintentionally worked in a brothel in
yeah,
Malaysia?
we didn't know it was a brothel until
Okay.
kind of the end. And
Well,
then
that's your
okay.
story anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then at the end, we were like, oh...
I
okay.
still think the driving is more outrageous than that. That's
of-
outrageous. Do you from
out
what
of
we'll find
10,
out.
Out of 10, how would you rate your experience working in a brothel in Malaysia?
It was kind
Pay
of it was kind of a
conditions,
crazy time
colleagues.
because the guy was a bit of an alcoholic and he was a bit of a wild man. Like he'd drink too much and then he'd want to have a row with you, you know. So that
Like
was
any night in Swift, really.
yeah, it was bonkers. Like once he started on the whiskey, it was just like he wanted to kill everybody.
Who's
Yeah.
going to pay it now? Yeah.
So we were just in the middle of this jungle in Malaysia with this crazy Englishman who drank too much and ran a brothel. So it was fun. We did go out to buy. We were friends with this American guy, and this is an exclusive. We went to buy some special cigarette filling.
Okay.
From
Weed.
Marijuana.
That's what you're trying to say.
So you said it.
Yeah.
That makes me.
You met Pablo Escobar and you bought a few bits.
So we went to
And now
buy.
we're dealing in Newbridge, is that correct?
But I didn't. Yeah, I am the man.
And if you come to the play,
full circle.
if you come to the play, you get a pure
Check
weed
under your
corner, a pure weed corner under the sea. Everyone's gonna be buying them tickets, Kate.
Yeah.
But I didn't
We're
really.
going to have to re-record this, aren't we?
I didn't really drive at the time. In fact, I didn't drive. But we borrowed the car of the guy who owned the restaurant slash brothel, and drove down the road to get this stuff. Me and the American dude, and so when you go in, obviously tradition. What the tradition? We went to this guy and he was selling us this weed, and we had to smoke with them before we left. You couldn't just buy it and go. You had to like stay and hang
You have
around,
to do your
and
respects.
sit in a circle and smoke, and then
Pass the Dutchie.
So I mean, I wasn't a big smoker at the time, but I joined in, and I was very, very stoned leaving that place, and then had to get into a car, not really knowing how to drive. Like we barely got down in second gear. I got into the car and we got out onto the road, and these roads are a bit bumpy, like so I was on the road.
And you reversed from
And you ended
Malaysia.
up in Kilcullen. And to this day, you've never smoked weed again.
But I was a little bit paranoid, and if you're in Malaysia, there's these big billboards that basically it's something like "Dada is death," which means if you're caught with drugs, like you'll go
Okay.
to prison.
Oh,
or
yeah,
they'll
it's like
kill you,
proper,
you know? So it's
like, banged up abroad
yeah,
shit.
You'd be
Yeah.
quite paranoid about it. So I was quite paranoid about getting this stuff in the first place. Then I was paranoid because I was stoned, and then I was in a car and I was paranoid because I couldn't drive and I was stoned, and this American man had drugs in his pocket, and then the cops drove right up behind us, and I was trying to
To hold your shit together.
hold my shit together, not
Not
cry,
like-
not shit myself, not just look like I knew how to drive, kind of in second gear, and just like just driving probably really slowly. And they drove all the way behind us, all the way till we got to the entrance to the
Brothel.
brothel, and we pulled off, and thankfully they just
I
kept
have a
going.
tight chest, isn't it? Can you? If I was in that situation,
Oh
I
my
would
God.
imagine me. I'd die.
You'd have the
Yeah.
cuffs on yourself.
I'd be like, take me. Like I
But
would not be
yeah,
able
it was
to.
literally probably.
So again, that's your story. That's the
Oh, yeah,
second
that's the
truth.
brothel story.
That's
Yeah,
your
yeah,
second truth, apparently. And third truth, I definitely think it's the truth, because I just think you're Liam's type, but you shifted Liam.
yeah.
And how did that come about?
So we used to go to a place called the Pod Lot in the 90s, and there was another place beside it called the Chocolate Bar, and we, myself and my wife Suzanne, a few other people, we were meeting there on a, don't know what night it was.
Are you and
Probably-
Suzanne together years and years?
Yeah, we met in school, yeah, so
Ah.
16, not 16 years, we met when we were 16, so
Oh, that's cute. So you've got a few life experience under your belt.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also a Newbridge woman.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah, she's more Newbridge than me. 'cause
Oh,
You're
great
not
to
fully
see.
Newbridge.
I'm only a blowing.
We'll
We'll get to that shit. I didn't want to admit that. So we were in there, and then so Bono, Michael Hutchins, The Edge, Liam Gallagher. I think that's all.
I wouldn't put Liam and Bono in the same room with you.
Well, they were. It was kind of that time, I suppose. Like everybody was on the lash.
Right.
Everybody was taking yokes. Everybody was drinking. Everybody. That was
Taking
just
yokes.
like. But that was.
Go halves on a ghosty.
But everybody, but you know, that's what they were probably.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know what they were doing, but
Yeah.
they were all.
They were
They
there
were
for the
just
crack.
on the tear
Yeah,
one
yeah.
weekend, and they just came into this place, and it was a bar that became a nightclub, and then at some stage we were all drinking, and we just kind of got talking to them, and it was
And
kind
then
of
you
a night,
shifted
a
on.
night,
And
and
he
then,
stuck
it
his
was kind
tongue
of
in
like
your throat.
a snog, you know, drunken, jokey snog kind of thing. Yeah. So
And did he touch your bum when you were shifting, or were you sitting down or standing up?
I don't know.
Oh.
We were just we were standing up.
You were
We were kind
standing
of
up.
dancing. You know.
Oh, right, okay.
What are you thinking?
That's a lie.
I don't know.
He never shifted, Liam.
I don't know. When I read them, I thought that was
He
definitely the truth.
he reversed. He was in
No,
the back.
I was going to say, I still think the drive one is the most outrageous.
Yeah, it is, but he did it.
I'm going to go for...
Now, we are a 50-50 podcast. You can't be running off on your own.
No, we're going to go for our own ones. Cause
Oh, are we?
Thanks for the fizzy water, by the way.
No problem.
I am going to go for... The Brottle's a lie. What are you going for?
No, Brottle's true.
Wait, what are you going for then?
I am going for the lie being him shifting Liam Gallagher.
Keith puts over misery.
I didn't shift Liam Gallagher.
Out, out, out.
How did you not get?
No, like, I don't know why you didn't just go with me.
Because I wanted to be an independent
You're
woman.
a rat.
Yeah, nothing but rats in
Rats
this town.
out.
Rats out.
I used to think that Harry Potter was real lucky getting to talk to snakes. Turns out I've been talking to them all my life.
Oh, you're like...
I read that the other day and I was like, yeah, that's for
I
Becky.
honestly, I was going to go, when I first read them, I was like, it's definitely the reverse one. You couldn't reverse. Couldn't reverse from...
So who... You can't tell us
Yeah,
who
no,
drove.
no.
Is it a Newbridge man?
Yeah.
Is he
would
still
be.
alive?
Yeah. I don't know how, but he is. Yeah, I don't know how any of us are alive, basically.
Yeah.
The 90s was a crazy time. You know?
It was.
Mm.
Yeah. The noughties was even crazier.
Don't have to tell us. We were born in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was a crazy time. But I have my two truths. Now I don't know if you can kind of join in with the question because you probably know.
Okay.
But you can, like, if you want to kind of mess with his head a little bit.
Okay.
So we like doing that, mess with people's heads.
I don't know what these are either, so...
Do you know?
No.
But you'll know if they're true. Or...
So I once had to get, frequently had to get hypnotherapy or hypnotized to overcome my OCD for only using. I used to use cutlery, like stainless steel metal cutlery, but I only use it once. So I used to dump it after every time, like an OCD kind of. Yeah. Well before COVID. It's like college, like 18, 19, for like 2.5 years.
So you'd have to have brand new. Okay,
All the time.
tell me the three of them and then
All
I'll
the time.
interrogate you.
So
more.
like literally once. Now, like I might get like a half a day out of them, but like if they were sitting down, they'd be gone. I'd have more there.
Okay.
Second one is I had a wild night out or like a session in Vegas in 2016 with Jack Whitehall, which was wild and out.
Right.
And I think there's some
Evidence
on Instagram going back to that time.
Okay.
And thirdly, I once did like one of them 1 day masterclass in Mondello, and I had the fastest ever amateur lap in the Formula One, which is like they're called like Sheena cars or something.
Yeah.
So it's like I still think to this day, I'm not sure. That was only like 2018, I think. My dad got for me and my brothers for Christmas, and I had the fastest ever amateur lap in the Formula One car in Mondello.
Right. Okay. There are
Same,
three very believable.
Very believable stories.
So one of them isn't true. Yeah, I watched a clip of The Office the other day with the character who just says, "Yeah, I was in Formula One car." They said, could have been a professional, but he's basically.
I'm basically Ricky Bobby. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So if you got the fastest lap in an amateur car of all time,
Or like an amateur.
oh, an amateur
lap.
drive,
Yeah.
an amateur car. It's like professional. Like the cars, my car's
In
called
Mondello
professional.
now. I don't think it's
yeah.
worldwide. Just on the Mondello
Did anybody
track.
approach you afterwards about doing it like as
No.
a gig?
There was literally...
They didn't?
No. Now, bear in mind, I think your average Formula... Like, I'm very up to date with Formula 1 because I watched Drive to Survive recently. But apparently, like, a lap is... You're talking like 1.1 or 1.2 minutes. Like, it's like less than a minute and a half is what Lewis Hamilton's doing a lap in. Like, my lap was like over 4 minutes. It was like just under 4.5 minutes. But that was the fastest...
But it was still very fast.
Still the fastest amateur lap at that time in Mondello.
Cars are very fast, aren't they? So.
Now the Formula One car you drive, they are a one cockpit car, but their top speed is it's either 260 or 290 or something like that. That's their top speed. Now
Okay.
I don't know if I hit that speed, but that's the top speed.
Why, did you not take your eyes off the road?
They say it's a Formula One car, but it's actually not like a carbon copy of a Formula One car.
Okay.
Okay, right.
And what colour was the car?
Red, I think. I think they're all red up there. I know there is different colours, but mine was red.
Okay, I just can't believe. Yeah, if I feel like somebody should have contacted you afterwards and said,
I mean, you were the one on the radio, Keith, not me.
What are you doing on Sunday? Can you drive? Do Saracens not have a driving team? Would they not like?
No, they should do. Imagine me.
The hurling championship, the driving championship.
You would have people.
I think he takes pole position.
And yeah, it was a gift. All right, okay, so that's that. What about the cutlery? When did it start?
probably, I think it started like second year in college, because that was the year I moved out. I did my first year commuting, transferred to Carlow and moved down there, and just had loads of little OCD little things. But this was one that I eventually went to get hypnotherapy.
And if you walked into someone's house in Carlow and you were going to have a Chinese, like, would you use their cutlery or would you bring your own?
If I was going anywhere, I'd always bring my own cutlery. But I actually don't ever remember eating in somebody else's house.
And
I was drinking plenty in other people's houses, but...
would you use your own cutlery again?
Maybe. It depends. There'd be different stipulations. Like, if I hadn't, like, put it down and not take my eyes off it, I would, but...
What was the fear?
Dirty bastards.
Was it dirt?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I remember...
I honestly don't think so. I think it was just like a fucking
something...
screw gone, you know? Still a few gone. Bin them, gone. Wouldn't rewash them. Wouldn't...
Like you just spent a fortune.
Fortune. I used to have to buy them Verona 16 pieces in Duns. And it took me like 2 days. And they were like $6.99 to go.
That is crazy.
That's good value.
Well,
That's Duns with the value.
if I was a student, I couldn't afford that issue because I'd want all my money
Keith,
for booze.
you don't know who her daddy is. Zaddy Warbucks.
Oh, okay.
He's like, shut up, bitch.
I was working.
Okay, no, because I do remember being young and being in other people's houses, like a cousin or an aunt or something, and having cereal and not being able to touch the. I didn't like touching the.
I feel like I'm falling back into it.
You sort of like eat the food, but like kind of scrape it off with your teeth without touching anything. No.
No, Vicky drinks out of a glass
That's-
like that.
Yeah. I think I was a little bit like that. I could understand that. That makes sense. Okay, so Jack Whitehall. What was he?
No, but come here.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry.
More questions.
Hypnotherapy.
Yes.
Oh,
Look
yes.
into
Sorry, I
my
forgot about that
eyes.
bit.
It was literally. Well, I don't really remember much. I just remember going to see somebody.
What, you'd go under, would you?
Yeah, they
What was it
put you
like?
under. They honestly put me under. It's like people.
What's this? Anesthetic?
No, like I don't remember.
When you wake up, you think you're a chicken.
And I don't need cutlery.
I would just go there. You can't expect. Have you ever got hypnotized?
I did get hypnotized, but I don't think it really worked.
It worked on me, I can tell you, because I used to go in there and they used to be like, they were only like 35-minute and 40-minute sessions, and I remember going in. It's not that I'd forget. It's not that I forget being there, but it's the weirdest thing because you can't recall what you did when you were under as such.
How much were the sessions? Or did daddy pay for them?
No, I paid for them. 40 quid, I think. 40 quid.
How many
45
did
euro.
it take before you were able to?
I did it for like 18
So
months.
let's do the
No,
maths
I did
here,
it once
Keith.
every
18
8
months?
weeks. Yeah, but once every 8 to 10 weeks.
For 18 months?
Yeah.
What were you doing in the meantime?
So
Were you
let's do the maths.
Still
ditching the cutlery.
bits and pieces. Like, I
Did it
eventually
get
just.
better gradually, or?
I think so. I eventually just fell out of it. It's like it was
After
like a phase.
18 months of hypnotherapy, I just fell out of it.
Well, yeah. It was kind of like a phase, I think. You know the way people say, you're just going through a phase? I think I was going through a phase. You know?
Like a phase of paying for hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
Which was the problem, the hypnotherapy
Yeah.
or the throwing away the cutlery?
She had to get hypnotized because she was addicted to hypnotherapy.
Okay, right. And then Jack Whitehall.
Jack, yeah.
So what were you doing in Vegas?
What was she
what
not
anyone
doing?
goes to do, like, love Vegas, have been back, was before, have been plenty of times since.
Okay.
Big fan of Vegas, and
She has a gambling addiction.
I could easily develop one if I tried. But no, literally just going out to Vegas for a holiday, which we used to do frequently before
Back
COVID.
in the good old days, Keith. We used to be
Yeah.
able to go on a
Yeah,
flight.
Yeah, I used to be going on holidays fucking every other week.
She would text me every second week. Want to book flights to Vegas? And there's no chicken.
I can't believe you haven't been yet. You need to
No,
go. Have
still
you
haven't
been?
been.
I've never been to
Oh
Vegas.
my god,
Yeah.
you need to go. But anyways, not like nothing wild or wonderful. We're going dead.
No.
And we think we're in the MGM, which is just like it's literally just
Strip.
a road of hotels, and they're all interconnected. You can walk around with glass. You can walk around like it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And it wasn't actually him. So 2016, like Jack Whitehall is he's still massive, but back then he was
on a
big
league
as
of
well.
her
He
own
was
and
on a
all.
league of her own and all that. But for some reason, you know, when you look at somebody and you don't it doesn't register with you. It wasn't even him that I recognised first. We were just at roulette table because again there was just tables everywhere, and I recognised his now brother-in-law. I can't even remember his name. He's married to Jack's sister now, Millie. He was on not Towie. What's the other one?
Made in
The
Chelsea.
only way is out.
Made in Chelsea.
I just said Towie. Yeah.
He was on. If you seen him, you'd know him. I'd say. I think his name's Ollie. I recognised him first. I was like, where did I know him from? And then it clicked
Was
with me.
Millie on Made in Chelsea?
No, Millie is it Millie? Is that Jack's sister's name? She's not like famous, I don't think.
Okay.
I think she's a bit of a following because she's Jack's sister. But,
Okay.
she is now married to this guy that I recognised. And I was like, what is Jack Whitehall? And I was with a load of my friends. There was like 4 of us. And now there was like 3 or 4 of them. And it was just then the 8 of us at the table. And we just ended up going in Taxan that night. They got bottle service, which is norm. Like that is the norm in Vegas. Like you could meet up with anyone. This just so happened to be Jack Whitehall. And we had a ball.
Did you shift them?
No, not for lack of trying though. No, we had good,
I now
honest,
have a restraining order
good,
against
honest
me.
fun. I didn't see any drugs being passed around like that, so
But
kudos to Jack for not.
Was it a late night?
Yeah. Oh, there was no time in Vegas.
Yeah.
There's
It
literally
could have
no
been
time.
the morning time when
Really?
they met.
I've often walked outside and been like, Jesus, it's bright out, and it's been 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, there's no clocks or watches in these casinos, and there's no windows.
Just drinking fags.
They just pump in a pure oxygen, drink fags, and
like
some
they
cocaine if
pump
you're having it.
oxygen. They pump
Like,
Christ.
like this is bizarre. They pump oxygen into the casinos so you're more awake.
yeah, like somebody could be smoking beside you, and at the time we all would have been probably smoke cigarettes, like, but you wouldn't be able to smell the cigarette smoke.
Weird.
Yeah, it's mad.
What a
The
strange
air's
place.
filtered
How
and
do you
pumped.
feel after a weekend? Like, what's the flight home like?
Dark.
Dark.
Like I've been I've been with Tom for 7 days, like Nicky's son, for 7 days on the trot. We went in 2014. I've also done it in a split shift, as in I've done like, a trip beforehand and then finished in Vegas, because you can never start in Vegas because the rest of your trips is fucked then. And it's not pretty coming home.
No.
But
Is
like
that-
It's worth the experience part.
What goes up must come down, So,
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I think I'd need to go to rehab for a week before,
No, I did.
before I got on the
That's
flight.
my last.
Okay,
But yeah.
Jack Whitehall. And there's pictures. You see, I feel like that's true because you wouldn't have said there was evidence on Instagram. And I know Jack Whitehall is a bit of a,
Jack the
he's
lad.
a bit of a Jack, like he'd be out in the
He
town
is.
and people have been, on the piss with him or seen him. Or
And it
whatever.
wasn't just, I had a night out with Jack Whitehall and we were around the same table. Like the 8 or 9 of us were one. There was a conversation, like it was like just friends.
Yeah.
It was
Two
gas.
friend groups met up.
Yeah,
got
it wasn't like
locked
they were
together.
like,
yeah.
well, you can sit down and have some more drinks, but like, don't bother us. It wasn't like
Okay.
that at all. They were dead sound.
Jesus.
So what are you thinking, Keith?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
so
I
give
like
us your-
the three. My instinct is telling me Mondello because it's a kind of something you could make up, or you could have done it and got like the slowest lap ever.
How bloody dare you! On my own podcast!
In my own home.
My own home!
Or you could have you could have had something you had to get hypnotized for, but it wasn't. You've made up the cutlery part. That's something else. I'm gonna go for the. Oh God, I'm gonna. Oh, this
Everything.
is hard, and I feel like I need to win as well. I don't
Yeah.
wanna-
I mean,
okay.
I lost.
She
but-
lost, I won, so there's no pressure.
I'm gonna go for the cutlery thing.
Okay. So I can confirm that I did none of those things.
None of them.
She is like,
I sat here the other night howling at myself, being like, I'm gas! I just wasted 15 minutes of your life and I couldn't be
man.
happier for it.
she is the best lawyer I've ever met in my
It's
life.
actually quite alarming, isn't it?
It's
Are you
alarming.
upset now?
No, I'm impressed. And
I'm alarming.
why aren't you? I haven't got a creative bone in my body.
Like, what a
Literally.
liar.
Do you know
Oh my
what?
God,
Do you know
my
what?
creativity is lying.
Do you know what writing a play is? It's like
No.
making shit up.
Like you literally
You're
just
like you
made
go-
up a play.
you write
like
a
a
book.
15-minute play.
Oh my God, it's like a light bulb moment.
And you were like so in it.
I am Shakespeare, is what you're trying to say.
Essentially. Like,
Literally, I think
I
that
was-
was
I was
better.
believing
That
it.
was better than the Merchant of Venice.
Like that was Othello in motion. Like that.
You had heard of it, though. I didn't run the by you, didn't I?
Yeah, but like you were really good at them. Like she should be on that show. Would you like?
Would I lie to you? Yeah, absolutely.
I don't
That's
think
that
we
was.
were this is what
We
you were talking the other
showed
day.
you one of them the other
Oh,
day.
that's where
Your man-
David O'Doherty was on it.
Yeah, we showed
he
her
said
a
he got
clip.
hypnotised.
He got hypnotized to because he was addicted to hypnotherapy.
Was he?
No, what was he addicted
No,
to?
he,
It's a lie, but-
no, he was afraid of heights. And he
Oh,
said he
yeah,
got
yeah. No, but then he
wenched
had
up
to-
onto a wardrobe and he'd wake up out, he'd come on and he, like, obviously they'd pick up a flashcard and it was David Doherty or David O'Doherty?
O'Doherty.
And he'd have to read and it could be one of his truths and he said he was getting wenched up onto wardrobes.
It was
So that's
very
where my
funny.
creative
That was
juices
good.
came.
That was good.
They came in
I
flowing.
picture you in Vegas. And do you go to Vegas a lot?
No, yes, that
She
was
actually
true.
does. That's why it was. She
Yeah,
really
so
got into that.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Mondello?
No,
Right.
never.
Okay, and you've never met Jack Whitehall?
No, never.
Okay, good.
And I love cutlery.
Jack Whitehall's
Like, I
really-
have nothing against cutlery. I
Right.
love it in all forms.
Jack Whitehall was a really good one to pick because it wasn't kind of obvious. Do you
Well,
know what I
we
mean?
did.
Oh,
we
we
ran
talked
by a
about
few.
that.
What did
Yeah.
we say first?
She was going to say some mad people that I've never heard of before, and I was like,
Who said something about
someone
meeting
from
somebody in
Modern
Greece? No, somebody said,
John Travolta in Greece.
Oh, right.
I loved that one.
I was going to say Jesse Tyler Ferguson. You know your guy, the guy Mitch from Modern Family, the ginger haired fella.
Yeah.
because he was in
And
Ireland
he was in
recently.
Ireland
I was like,
recently,
that's
wasn't he?
unbelievable. But then she was like,
Yeah.
who is he? I was like, oh. I was like, we can't use him if you don't like. You don't know who he is.
So she did do some.
That
You did a lot of work in this podcast.
I just knew that I'd get me
Yeah.
by a good 15-20 minutes because I could keep
I'm
going on
proud.
about it.
I'm proud of you because
Thanks
I
very much.
enjoyed that.
That concludes Bicky's bits. You are very
I'm just
welcome.
very sceptical of you now.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, I
Are you
never-
sure that's the end of Vicky's bits?
I
Are
don't
you
know,
telling
is
the
it?
truth now? Are
Is
you
it?
lying? Is it all Vicky's bits?
Yeah, well, I
Is
said
it-
this before. To begin with, we have Bicky's Bops. That's what we've named my interlude or my song.
Because we don't know anyone to do a jingle, so please let us know at the end if you know
hear of
anyone.
anyone who can do a jingle. And
No.
then we Bicky's Bits. Like, it is, come on, Evelyn, get to Ev's events and see what you have.
Ev's events, yeah, Ev's events.
I
is
was
my
just going to
segment.
ask, do you have a bit? Do you have a
Yeah,
thing?
like I do talk sometimes, but mainly it's just me prompting her.
Because I won't come, like,
And this will still be my Ev's events will still be me prompting her. Now I don't have the memory that she has, so I have to write it down. But first things first, Tyson Fury and Dante Wilder had a fight at the weekend. Did you see it?
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not big into it, but like, I
And I
obviously see-
don't know if you realise, but you got a lot of competition, girl.
Why?
Have you seen him at the end of his, like when he wins a fight? Have you seen him? Like I'm going to play it for y'all. Are you able to play that? You won't
Yeah,
get
you
like
can play that, yeah.
copyrighted or anything like that.
It's just him singing it.
All right.
Oh, he sings. I've heard he sings like Sweet Caroline and stuff, doesn't he?
The way he goes into it is. Put it up there.
And he dedicates it to the missus and all that, doesn't he?
Paris, isn't it?
Is that very loud? That in the
No, it's perfect.
Okay.
Now he's going to talk.
he talks for a bit.
Are you going to show me this? Are you just going to show me him singing?
Sorry now, guys.
And your
Getting-
man Wilder walked
getting a
off. He
clip.
stormed off, didn't he?
What? Yeah. He wasn't like gracious in defeat or anything.
Twice after you had put him down. I give him the glory, he gives me the victory. He made me think tonight.
What age man is he?
It was worthy of any try.
What age man is he? Would you say?
He's 30s?
Late 30s, I'd say.
And he's Irish, isn't he?
Well, his family are from Turin.
Oh, really?
He's one of the Furies.
Is he actually one of the Furies?
Yeah.
It's not F-U-R-E-Y though. Furies, no?
What is next for the Gypsy? If it wasn't for sugar, at America's own, Detroit, only the big dogs pull out and the chips are down. I can always
He doesn't sing like
You sure he's singing in this video?
the Furies. He's certainly not one of the Fury
Here we go.
brothers.
Here we go. Touchdown with the
Delta Blue.
middle of the pouring rain.
Does he do this every fight?
Like he's the man.
No, love him.
He's the better singer than you. Though.
Ah, get out! Oh no, he's not.
No. Walking in
Oh,
Like he is a guy that I'd like to party with.
Yeah, did you see he there was like a meme the next day being like, there is no way Tyson Fury went like raved for the night after he won the fight. Like after going, he went 10 rounds, didn't he?
11 rounds. He knocked him out in the
11
11th round.
And he's up on like a DJ boot, absolutely giving it well.
caning it.
Like
Yeah.
Oh, he's the man.
any normal person would be like
Wrecked.
zonked, wrecked, like out for days.
Like you're going out for a drink. No, I'm wrecked.
No, I'm absolutely shy. What you do today? Fucking
11 rounds with Dante.
Yeah.
Are you into the boxing?
Not a huge amount. No, I would have like watched growing up, like the likes of Barry McGuigan and stuff like that. But yeah, not really. I would. I'd watch a fight
If it was there.
Yeah, if it was there in front of me. I
Katie
wouldn't.
Taylor, we'd give her a shout.
Oh,
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
watch Katie
100%.
all day long. Yeah.
But I just love Tyson Fury putting on his blue suede shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, I have one thing left to say, and then he just.
yeah.
Great song as well.
Oh,
Great song.
like great song.
Yeah.
Like he picks them. You need to pick them better, you know.
No, see, I only have a line to work with. You know what I mean? If you gave me a 3-minute segment just to sing, I'd, you know.
Biggie's Boss is going to get longer.
What's
at
the other
start.
song he sings? Is the one from the movie, the Aerosmith song.
Oh, don't want to miss the
Don't
thing.
miss
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing, yeah.
There's probably a compilation.
Oh, there's huge compilation. Like if you
I
go
was
onto
thinking that
YouTube,
today when I was walking
Tyson
around work. I
knocks
was
it
like,
out.
for like episode 20 of the podcast, I think I'll just do we'll just do a 40 minutes of me singing.
Yeah.
You should get a full band in here.
Imagine.
Yeah.
If only we knew a musician that could organise that.
And we'll need to get a fucking bop going at the start, a jingle before we get a full band.
Yeah,
you should get a jingle.
Yeah.
You have a jingle for the podcast.
No, we
I know,
just
something like, I
don't.
don't know, like organised chaos.
Yeah, yeah.
Something like breakfast.
I
Something
like that. I
you
like
know,
that. That's
you know.
good. It's catchy.
We just need to find someone. I'm not. I just.
You need to hound somebody
Yeah.
that you know that writes songs
I
until
know.
they
We
do
just
it.
need to hound someone. I just don't know.
You'll probably find on Fiverr. There's an app called Fiverr. You'll find someone on it.
No, the last one we tried to use them, we never got an artwork.
No, you did. That's where you did.
Oh, is that we got in the end? All right. Oh, I knew
We got
that.
it on Fiverr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next bit then, Jessie Nielsen. We're obsessed with Little Mix.
Oh yes, yes. So tell me, spill the tea, guys.
So, how do I do 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 do
What
do do
are you
do
singing?
do it's Little Mix.
Oh
Why?
right, no, Jessie.
No, yeah, go
no,
on.
not Jessie Nielsen. It's Nelson, isn't it?
Nelson, yeah,
I
yeah,
always
yeah.
call her Nielsen. It's all
She's
the one.
getting
Fine. Would've
she's
been-
getting a rough time.
Wouldn't
She's
have
getting
known.
so she is started her solo
Solo
career.
career, yeah.
Yeah, and she's getting an awful time apparently because she brought out a song with Nicki Minaj and P Diddy makes a cameo in it. Yeah,
It's a reworked
It's a reworked
of
song
his Bad
of
Boys
his
for Life.
Bad Boys for Life. We ain't right. So apparently Jessie's getting bashed for blackfishing in her video.
Yeah. Now, everyone, like, we're saying, oh, she's getting an awful time. She's number one in the US. She's number one in the UK. Like, she's absolutely
having a
cleaning
great
up.
fucking
She
time.
was on the 6 o'clock show the other night. I mean, that's
Was
something.
she?
Yeah,
Get out.
What's the 6 o'clock show?
Like something on RT, isn't it?
yeah.
All right.
Oh, we're
Virgin
really not
Media.
down with, who is it?
Virgin Media.
Yeah.
Was she on that?
Yeah.
But yeah, she's
So she's definitely made if she's on that.
yeah. Oh, she's well made. Like,
You get no P Diddy in your video.
6
Nicki
o'clock
Minaj
show.
is like-
This- when you're on the 6 o'clock show to talk about the podcast, you made it.
That's it.
it's my worst
Then you
nightmare.
know.
That's yours.
All I said it the other day. I was like,
You
oh,
won't be able to curse on that.
all I
No.
want
No,
is
you haven't
my
cursed
friends
much.
to listen. That's it. No one else.
yeah.
I'm real like guarded.
Guarded and you never shut up.
Go on, tell us about Nelson.
But Jessie, yeah, blackfishing.
Yeah.
I just came up on
Did you
my
hear about this
newsfeed
today?
today.
So does blackfishing mean?
It's a white person trying. Well, people say it's a white person trying to take off, trying to be a black person.
Ah.
Now,
Lads, it's a made up.
It's
Like,
like
yeah.
appropriation,
Yeah.
that type thing.
it's culture, yeah, and
let the girl live.
She is being called out for like the clothes she's wearing, her skin tone in
She
the.
had to apologise for her hair because
No,
it
she
was-
didn't apologize for her hair. She just said, no. It was massive, like
was
near
curls.
afro like, but that is actually her natural hair. That's her natural curls. But and she just defended it and saying like she's been wearing them clothes, listening to that music since she was a child. Like that's what she enjoys. Like that's
Yeah,
what she
that's what she does.
loves, and that's the culture she likes. And
Sorry, I'm reading it here now about what Nikki said because Nikki.
oh, Nikki now she.
So
blasted.
Nikki was giving it. So one of Little Mix was having a go.
Yeah.
Jessie.
Leanne Pinnock,
Yeah.
supposedly former band member, had something about the issue, and
So she was giving out about it, and then Nikki said,
so Nikki bounced back and said, "Don't call things out when they benefit your personal vendetta to people. Call them out immediately once you see it, Chili.
Chilly.
Don't wait a decade after you've made millions with this person. Hashtag boys out now.
So it was a clear swipe at Leanne because
But lads, no press is bad press, is it?
"No, this
no,
is yeah,
so
yeah.
true. It is.
Yeah.
Say
so
something
true.
controversial."
Yeah.
Like you do wonder,
Totally.
and like that's what's wrong. Like what's wrong with today? Like straight away your head
Will
goes
you get
to
your hair braided for next week now?
absolutely. Yeah, why not?
What song are you going to sing?
It'll just be fucking scalp. But that's how bad your mind goes. As in, like I'm like, just are they like making this?
Making this a
yeah,
thing.
making it up as in no press is bad press. Are
Just
they
to get
trying
press.
to?
Are they
construe this?
collaborating and having a row?
And that's
a
where your
made-up
mind
row?
goes. That's
yeah.
the world we live in.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's also the world we live in that people just want to give out about fucking anything.
Oh,
like,
to give-
you know?
yeah, yeah.
Like, do you know, I think the girl looks
Like,
very well.
What happened to
In her
like she
video.
really, really, really struggled with her mental health. Like she had that BAFTA, no, not BAFTA, NTA winning documentary.
Yeah.
What was
yeah.
it called?
Oh, that was her. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Not Be Kind, something. Anyways, like completely about her. And now everyone's like, yeah, hashtag be kind, hashtag be kind. And then probably the same people are like, fucking down with Jessie.
No, lads,
Yeah.
I'd never heard the word blackfish before in my life.
Yeah, no, I had
Like,
heard
did they
it,
make
yeah.
that up?
Is it like catfishing but
Yeah,
black?
Yeah, it's a play on
right,
that.
Okay,
okay,
yeah, no, I
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Never
Yeah.
got that.
so they're saying she's trying to be something she's not, or she's trying to. But like then,
Let the girl live.
But you'll never get to the heights, or like, you know, if you like, I'm going to show my age here, like, you know, when Robbie Williams left Take That or whatever, went solo, like there's always, people are always
Some
looking for
sort of
controversy. There's
100%,
always like something
Yeah.
weird, something that you've done.
yeah, like Real to Me, like a worldwide classic.
I'm not messing. That's a great
I actually
song.
love that song.
No, like, what's the part in that
Children
song?
in the garden and the children they were playing.
I don't even know the
First day
words.
of the summer and
No, what's the part where he says, put your fingers up or something?
Put your fingers up what? Jesus Christ.
I'll have to listen to it later. There's one part in it when he like stands up and it's like, you know, screaming it in the car, loving it.
Do you reckon he was trying to like, because that like you would? What
he
year were you
blackfishing?
on Breakfast?
He was blackfishing.
What year were you on Breakfast Republic? Like what years? No, it was recent enough, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like
so it wasn't.
No, it was pre Brian McFadden. Well,
Yeah.
I was probably, I don't know, it might have been on Spin actually back then.
So it was
around that time.
Like you wonder, did he leave? Like he left at the time, like the biggest Irish UK boy band. Was he hoping? Was his hopes to make
he was
a solo
going to be Robbie Williams had left Take That, and then
And
I
he
was the
think,
next Robbie.
and then he was like, okay, I'm better than the band, and I think Kerry Katona, they were going out at the time. There's
Yeah,
probably a lot
yeah.
of going out and drinking and all sorts of stuff.
like ego filling me? Like leave, man, leave.
Yeah, at
forever.
one point he bought a yellow Lamborghini and then realised
you
how
do.
much it was going to cost him to run it, so he gave it back.
Oh my god,
That'd be you.
But he,
that's fine.
yeah, he left the boy band. He left the thing that got him to that point, and he couldn't do it on his own. You know.
Yeah.
He didn't have the people around him, or like.
So don't you dare leave me, bitch.
No.
Never leave the band.
Never
Never
leave the
leave the
band.
band, yeah.
Starts the unit, finishes the
Never
unit.
leave
Yeah.
the band.
100%.
But yeah, God bless Jessie Nielsen. I think she looks great.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
does.
happy
Yeah,
for
good
her.
luck to her.
Now, what time are we, guys? We're probably hitting towards the end, are we?
It's Thursday.
An hour.
What time is it? Thursday.
You missed the show now.
yeah. I have a few would you rathers.
Oh,
Yeah.
to wrap it up.
Do
Yeah.
you enjoy a few would you rathers, Keith?
Go for
We're
it,
going to
yeah.
talk about the comedy show first. When's that on?
When's the comedy show, Keith?
Um,
And tell me, are you ripping the piss out of other people or
no,
yourself?
the comedy show is a comedy club.
Oh.
So there's comedians.
Okay.
So
This is in JRBs, is it?
Yes, it's Judge Roy Beans. It's
Yes.
going to be the last Friday of every month.
Okay.
So the last Friday of October, Judge Roy Beans. It's a comedy club. Newbridge hasn't had a comedy club. It's like
Ever.
Kevin McGahern, Emma Doran, Edwin Salmon.
Are
Like
these all Newbridge people, though?
these are
Oh.
well-known comedians on the circuit.
In Ireland.
Kevin McGahern.
Salmon, is he a man? Salmon? No.
He played the priest in Bridget Name, and
Oh yeah.
and
Okay,
then Kevin
okay.
McGahern
That's the thing I was trying to get up to today, Bridget
presented Republic of Telly. So really proper comedians coming in. It's called Keith's Comedy Club, but I have nothing to do with it. I
Okay.
just ring them up and say, "Are you free?"
Oh, right,
and
okay.
organise the money.
You're the pimp.
And I'm exactly. Yeah.
You're
I'm
JRB's pimp.
What goes on behind closed doors is nothing to do with anyone else.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. And they don't realise they're in a comedy club until it's all over. No,
Yeah. It's like Squid Game.
What? Another Inception.
Yeah.
But yeah, the last Friday of every month, and everybody in Newbridge should go because we've never had a comedy club.
Yeah,
Now we've got one,
buzzing.
so if we support it,
Yeah.
It'll get
obviously,
wheels and-
obviously I'll
Is
be
that Friday
delighted.
the 28th?
No, Friday the 29th.
29th.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of the
We have a
Fridays.
wedding.
the
That's when it's
28th.
starting. We do have one that one. That's when it's starting.
That's the first
And-
one,
and the
then
plan
every
is every
last
Friday after.
Friday. Yeah, so I've got November's lineup
Booked.
sorted. Emma
then-
Dorn will be the MC.
Is it always going to be Irish comedians? Are you going to branch out? Are you going to get some English
Well, I mean,
comedians or
whoever, you
Americans?
see, it comes down to like I suppose like any gig, you've
The
got
want.
a budget, and then you sort
Yeah.
of try and get who you can, you know. So whoever's around, whoever's available, and like sometimes you might get someone like Deirdre O'Kane who just wants to try out a half an hour of material, or you know,
To work it on people, to,
yeah,
to
just
bigger
so
shows.
so
yeah.
it depends on who's around and who wants. So it's kind
And
of
are they working it with like you buy a table of 4 or
no, just
is
buy
it
your
just
ticket.
buy your ticket, arrive,
Yep.
have a good time?
Yeah, and
Upstairs at JRB's, yeah.
JRBs, yeah, and go to their Facebook page to buy the tickets, or
Okay.
you can just pay on the night.
On the door.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's good. It's good.
And did you have something to do with the gigs that have been going on there already?
Well, that was money that came from the Arts Council, not the Arts Council, actually the Minister for Arts and Agriculture and the Gaeltacht and all that, and snooker and tiddlywinks. And, so they gave, so Judge Roy Beans applied for money, they got some money, and basically the idea was that money would go to pay
To the arts?
bands to come in and play, and there was no audience around. They just filmed it.
Oh, there wasn't audiences?
No.
No.
Towards the end, then there was a few people allowed in, but there was some good gigs. Like it was kind of older bands.
Yeah.
You know,
Apple was there 2 weeks
Apple
ago.
played. Yeah.
Was he good?
You'd
have to say, yeah.
Apple's always brilliant.
Listen. Yeah.
So
Apple,
Big fan of this
He's
Apple's a huge fan of this podcast.
is he?
Yes,
Oh,
He was out
genuinely.
with Evelyn's sister.
He goes out with Niecy, my sister.
Oh, Niecy, of course.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Apple,
She's the good-looking girl in the family.
will you stop now?
The rest of them are all bet down.
Apple's always brilliant, but I was away that weekend. I went. Yeah,
You were in Paris.
I went to Centre Parks actually that weekend.
Centre
yeah.
Parks.
Yeah.
You've never
Yeah,
been.
I've never been, but I know how mad about you
I
with
love
Centre Parks you
Parks,
are.
Yeah.
Big fans.
Tell me about the Rapids. Did you go down the Rapids?
Oh, 65 times.
Like, how good are they?
Yeah,
Like,
but I have a
more.
13-year-old son, so it was just like
You-
me and Finn. Let's go again.
Hell
Let's
for
go
leather.
again. Let's go again.
Yeah.
Like at one point
You
we were.
don't get sick.
I've got a 27-year-old.
No, you never get sick of it because it's different every time.
Yeah. Someone
And then you're like,
lost.
and then Finn's like, if you stay underwater all the way down, it's like you fly down.
No, he is an adrenaline junkie, is he?
That
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
unsafe.
Yeah.
I don't like the sound of Centre
Do you
Parks.
get in trouble for going on backwards or not?
Oh yeah, people
Yeah,
shouting.
yeah.
The man coming out of his little hut with
Yeah,
his whistle,
yeah.
like Father Ted or something. Going,
I have to say, Centre Parks, they do it right, don't they?
oh, it's good.
Yeah,
it's definitely.
it is so good.
I mean,
Like,
it's,
even
it's
get
better
up in
than-
the
better
morning.
than Vegas.
100%.
I was just about to say, I better strike off a week for Centre Parks next year.
You'd have to.
No, we can literally just travel again. I'm going far and beyond. I'm never coming back.
I know Centre Parks though in
I know, I
England is very
definitely.
good too.
No, I do want to try it out because you're always ranting and raving about it.
I love it.
And
Did you
me.
get an executive lodge?
We did we went a couple of times. So yeah, the first few times we did, and then this time we just got a regular one. Yeah.
Oh, we need the hot tub.
You need the hot tub.
Pool tables, ping pongs, the whole
we
lot.
were in that because there was a group of us. We've no kids. There's like a group of 8. We get the executive lodge. Like, you know, we cook. We have Mexican nights. All this, and we were having a few drinks. You know, it's very family orientated in
Yeah.
Centre Parks. And we were having a few drinks the first night. Of course, we were in the tub, and my sister, my Van, was with me, and she's an immense singer, and she's real modest. You know, I'm not singing. No, guys, stop it. I'm not singing.
No, it's just
no.
breaks
Have
into
you seen
song.
that sketch on Saturday Night Live? No.
No.
Don't make me sing. Don't make me sing.
So that is her.
Don't make me sing.
And then just
And
breaks
then
into
she
song.
sings.
Love it.
That is her. If we hadn't recorded her in that hot tub that night. So first of all, there was people there that we actually didn't really know them. It was just
Friends of friends.
just friends of friends that we needed to fill like a room. They were actually the nicest people, much nicer than you. And yeah, they were like, "My we've never heard you sing." She was like, "No, guys, no." A few gins in, then she was singing "Halo" by Beyonce, right? And it was 1 a.m. in the forest. And she was all, "I see a halo," like baiting it out, right? And next thing all we see is all these flashlights above the side gate. And we were all like, "Beyonce, shut the fuck up."
We're getting kicked out.
Oh, gas.
And was a security basically
Security
come
came
and say,
in
shut
and we're
up.
like, "We have to get a few noise complaints." And we were like, "We've no idea why." Why? But yeah, so we won't sing beyond. Oh, they were so nice. They were
Keep
like
the party going, just keep the music down.
They were sound because they seen
Just
the
don't
van in
sing
a
that
bikini. Like
Yeah.
they seen who was singing in a bikini, and they were like, "Yeah, it's fine. Work away.
Take off your bra if you like, it's fine.
Just turn down the bass." But yeah, love Centre Parks. And you went to Paris as well, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the weekend after. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
right, okay. You've had a few
Just me and
weekends
the
away.
missus, yeah. Well, you know, things are opening up now. It's
Yeah.
it's time
That's it.
to
Gotta make
time to
use.
experience life
It's
again.
after
you know.
Christmas. We locked back down again.
It was terrible though because we did. And this is like first world problems, but like we went to Centre Parks and then for some reason a couple of months before that we booked. It'd be great to go to Paris then the next weekend and like leave the kids, you know, with someone.
Fend
and
for themselves.
But like we got home from Centre Parks on Monday like late, and then it was Tuesday, and they were like, "We're going to Paris on Thursday." We're like, "What
God.
the hell did we do that for?" Like,
Yeah.
it was the
Yeah.
most stressful like couple of days I've ever had.
Holidays are
like.
stressful.
It's
Like
ridiculous.
every night before holidays, I'm like, I really don't want to go.
Yeah,
Just
don't
get
like
this
change.
fear.
But you know when you have these great ideas, like let's go for this weekend, and then the next week, and then that week we'll go straight to such and such. And when it happens, you're like, "What the hell do we do this?"
And
for?
then there's weddings and there's fucking christenings and there's communions. And you're like,
yeah, we'll
sake.
go to the wedding, but we'll make 5 days of it.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah,
at the
yeah.
end, you're like, "Why do we do
We'll
that?"
stay in the bridal suite.
We'll also get married.
Yeah, let's bring you.
Yeah.
Hair in your mouth.
Sorry.
So, would you rather, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, anyway, I want to say about Apple because he listens.
Oh, Apple,
He's
yeah.
always brilliant. Anyway,
Yeah.
carry on.
Yeah, love
Just want
Apple.
to make sure I said that.
Yeah,
Apple.
Soundman app. His mother Anne's lovely too. Anne Aspel, lovely
does-
woman.
And also
Anne
listens.
No.
Maybe she will now. And pick up the Spotify there. Throw us on the background.
Okay, Keith,
Yes.
would you rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma for 10 years?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
It's dark.
I think, straight away, a coma for 10 years because, like, jail for 5 years, that's a long time. A coma for 10 years, you don't remember anything.
True.
you know no different. But
10 years of your life gone.
would you have built up? You would have had an experience
That
in
was the
jail.
drink anyway. Huh?
You would get an experience in jail, like something that you remember. It might be trauma, but look,
Yeah, what's not trauma, you know? Yeah, now that you put it that way, I'm kind of like
like I personally thought about this before I asked it, and I would be all about jail.
but you're not thinking about the repercussions that like, you know me, like to get into it, like really think it out.
Oh no, I've thought about it.
Like
I'm gonna be a
the-
bad bitch.
But the jobs you
In
won't
jail.
get, the
Okay, we'd have to be, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to get
Like
by.
ain't nobody probing my anus.
No, I
Oh,
wouldn't
Jesus.
be a bad bitch.
Would,
'Cause
no,
that would-
no,
you'd
because that
be-
means something else in the
Yeah,
boy
the other
jails.
things would happen.
in the big boy jails.
But you could. That's good actually, because I could study for 5 years and you could come
Yeah,
out
That's
like
me,
with
you
a
get
degree or
degrees
something.
and you
like
can be like
that. Yeah,
pottery master and yeah.
Shreddy Eddie.
Can you imagine doing pottery in prison and someone coming in behind you like ghost?
Did
Like
you
you're-
say pottery?
Yeah, I just feel like that's what they do in prison, no?
You come out being brilliant and making plates.
Go on to not the great spirit.
You come out holy, Vicky, not fucking good at pottery.
The Great British Throwdown.
Yeah, isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, probably prison for me.
Oh, you're back in.
Yeah,
prison,
I think so.
Yeah.
Just because like I just work
Coma's
on my
boring.
Yeah, I think you've changed my mind.
But the only
yeah.
thing is, I've never spoken to someone in the coma. Maybe it's good crack. Do you know?
You don't know.
I don't know.
Can they hear? Can they not?
So
hear?
maybe we'll get someone on next week that's been in a coma. Chat.
I don't know. I'd probably cry.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
you're
Put a
like,
shout out. If you've been in the coma, get in touch.
Yeah. Or if you are currently in a coma, that'd be a bit better.
Imagine if that was the thing that woke them up.
Yeah.
And we played the podcast
Listen
for them
to
every
me.
day. And then like
I am
once
Like,
Vicky started
keep on
singing, it woke
moving.
her up.
Caledonia just woke them right up.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Would you rather have another 10 years with your partner, Suzanne, shout out, or a one night stand with your celebrity dream crush?
You don't have to answer this either if you don't want to. What
One
he's
night
thinking about.
stand. Like a one night stand is like,
Yeah, it's
what's
not.
it worth? Like, you know, you kind of like, it'd be over. Like,
No, do you know what though, Mr. Producer? If we would already already have agreed, that I would have my one night of bliss with the dream man, you wouldn't mind, would you?
if was
He's like,
What do you mean already?
if you've already agreed.
No, if
you've
we've
already
spoken
agreed.
about it and I said, listen, Channing Tatum's coming over next week. Like he said, he'd have a one night stand with me.
what's
That cool.
the other choice that you can have only 10 more years with your partner?
No, 10.
10 onwards.
10 more years with your partner, definite.
Definite.
Yeah, not like good years, not
Good
shit years.
no,
not
good
like,
years,
Not like round
yeah.
all the time.
No,
for 10
no, no.
years. I think I'd take the 10 years.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I would too.
But the
And
thing
what would?
about, we were talking about this the other day. Have you ever, you know, the way sometimes you think you're like not bad looking or you're okay put together, you know, and then you see somebody actually fucking beautiful,
Gorge,
and
yeah.
you're like, what the fuck? Like, there's nothing worse.
There's nothing worse.
I am a piece of shit.
There's nothing worse. Like
Nothing
there's
kills
a
your-
guy I work with, and he's just like he's
Stunning.
a model. I'm like, why the fuck are you working here? You should be like famous for
You should be
something.
getting pictures taken of you.
Yeah, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like you're pootling along
Come
in your
here,
life,
look.
just happy
Come
enough,
here,
and then you
look,
see somebody like you're like,
Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. Is he not sound? No
he
crack.
seems like a nice guy. Yeah.
Is he no crack?
No, he seems lovely.
You
Seems
said it, he
like-
said he's no
seems
crack.
like
Yeah, you can say it. Keith's winking. He's like, he's great crack. Wink, wink.
Yeah, he's a boring bastard. But no, terrible
Say
good
no
look,
more.
gorgeous cheekbones.
Yeah.
But no, we'd go for the 10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
We know who you'd have the one night stand with,
naturally.
naturally.
Do you know?
Do you know Vicky's obsession?
I'll give you a clue. I spent last night in the arms of a girl in Louisiana. He's going to be playing 5 big nights.
Garth,
Please,
right.
God. Yeah.
Garth Brooks.
Garth, oh,
100%.
loves him.
More than one night.
She wants
Love
a
him.
threesome with himself and Trish. That's his
No, I
wife.
just want Gareth all to myself.
Oh.
Do you? Is he a handsome man?
I
is it
don't-
just-
No, Keith, he
No,
looks
I
like
know what he looks
he
like.
looks like a potato.
Yeah, I know what he looks like.
I just closed my
Do you
eyes and
think
let him
he's-
sing to me.
No, do you think he's a handsome man?
I can't say anything about pad with by Garth Brooks.
All you can see is the hat.
All I can see is the hat,
And the buckle.
chaps,
And the buckle.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you picture him in chaps with nothing
and
underneath?
just standing there like
Crotchless
this,
chaps.
Crotchless
like
chaps.
walking around like that. Yeah. So,
Okay.
Sit in my face, guys.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So anyway, moving swiftly on. I had to write these out. I'm like, did I write that out? Would you rather have everyone you meet know your thoughts, or have everyone you meet have access to your internet search history?
Search history. Ooh. Well, search history.
Like, I have no issues with my search
Yeah,
history.
I'm same.
Like, I'm.
The alternative, somebody having your thoughts.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I'm fucked up.
You wouldn't want anybody to know your thoughts.
Yeah, I'd be
Would
thinking
you?
mad shit. I'd be thinking mad shit. Have my internet.
I don't think. I presume if someone could see your thoughts, then they'd.
Understand you.
Yeah, or also they'd feel like someone would go, well, I actually also have weird thoughts. So they'd get the fact that you're going to have some weird thoughts, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Whereas your search history is kind of another level of weird, isn't it?
Well, I feel like your search history is going to be involved in your thoughts anyway, isn't it? So it's a package.
Your thoughts are just like random anyway. You think weird things, like you could be thinking about killing somebody, for absolutely no reason. That's just...
What?
Do you know what I mean?
Right, guys, that's been episode 18. Kate's going to leave us now.
We've no cutlery here. Just triggers.
I actually don't keep cutlery here anymore, anyways. We're safe.
But you could, because your head goes to all sorts of places. But the search history is taking your thoughts
and like manifesting
to the next level, almost. Do you know what I mean? Like
elaborate on
how
them.
to kill somebody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, then you'd be re-screwed.
So that I wouldn't want people seeing my how to kill people search history.
You wouldn't want to say that.
Stop looking at me like that.
Whereas, what's a ligature?
So you're going to go for let them read your thoughts?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to let them read the search history.
Yeah, I've no issues with my history.
There's a lot of freedom with being honest
what
as well,
time
isn't there?
does Sunday Scoop stay open till? That's literally it. Like on a Wednesday night. Like that's literally as far as it goes. Just
I
Google.
wonder, is
Mine
it different for women than men then?
Yeah, I'd say so. Because lots of men would be afraid of their search history.
Yeah.
Like I know Mr. Producer deletes his search history every minute of the day.
Well, I have a habit
Just like
because I have children in my house, so it's
You
like you
have
just
to.
delete your search history because
I never delete my search. I don't even know how to do that.
No, I do know how, but like I wouldn't be.
Can you do that on an iPhone 3?
I have an iPhone 7 and it's fine, right?
It's falling apart. But yeah, no, I have no issues with the
you
internet.
should check. She doesn't delete. You should
Yeah.
check.
No, and you know she doesn't do close apps.
I don't close.
I do that. Oh, I always close
My
apps.
habit is just,
I don't do it on
close
the watch.
browser, and then I delete the search history and everything's gone. Yeah.
No, I'm not very tech savvy.
Where's that last thing? The fuck pages did you open? And you're going for days.
Yeah, look their search history. You'll know what handbag I want for
Well, there you
Christmas.
go now.
Last one then. Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited powers?
Ooh. Well, I mean, I think respect beats power, doesn't it?
Yeah,
But then
I
I suppose
agree.
if you had the power, could you make people respect you?
Straight away, I said universal respect. And I looked at her and I was like, we're polar opposites, aren't we?
I
And she
asked
was like,
this
yes.
already. Yeah, like I'm not that I'd want universal, but I suppose I would. But like I really don't mind if people overhate me,
No, that's different.
Like-
Respect's different than overhead,
But I'd have the power. They would have to respect me, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would.
That's what you were saying, yeah. If
you'd
you had the power-
you'd get respect.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the power.
False respect.
It wouldn't be real respect. It's kind of like, I suppose, artists or performers or whatever that want to be respected, and sometimes I feel like saying, well, you could be respected after you make enough money to live. Do you know what I mean? Like, make some money. If you well, I'm not saying that everybody needs to make money out of their art, but if
Well, we're not making a cent.
Not a red cent.
you guys need to make the money first
Yeah.
before stop worrying about the respect of the listeners. Get the
money in.
to the top of the
Bleed them dry.
podcast charts, and then worry about you. Then do your respect album.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next week we'll strip naked and...
We're going to have the Patreon coming out next week for the Platinum Plus
you keep
package.
saying that.
Yeah, on OnlyFans.
Yeah,
But yeah, we've had an episode about that already.
yeah, Vicky's on the OnlyFans. But I have other bits, but lads, we'll be here all day.
No, keep them for next
I
week.
really enjoyed this episode,
Yeah.
Keith. Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
believe it's over.
And
thought we were gonna.
Pure Mental starts the 19th of November in the Riverbank.
Yeah,
That's
so
night
19th
one.
and 20th.
Get your tickets.
That's the 19th is the opening night. It's kind of like the preview night. It's been called, but I mean, I better have my shit together by that night.
Well, that's the night I'm
You're
going
going to have
to go.
dress rehearsals, I presume.
Yeah, we're starting. Yeah, 2 weeks of 2 weeks of rehearsal and then tech rehearsal. So that'll be like full time.
If you want like a little small audience, holler at me.
Well, I'll give you a shout. Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
maybe I'll stick you down for the opening night if you want to come along. Stick you down the guest list.
I could sing you in.
As I arrive early to get ready at 6 o'clock, you can sing
With
me
an
up the
Ireland
steps.
flag behind it. Yeah. Just get some tattoos for Nike. And you're walking in.
And do the
Yeah, the Billy
swag.
Walk.
Yeah, the Billy
Yeah.
Walk. But yeah, Keith, it's been great having you. Thanks so much for coming on.
Well, sure,
and
thanks
best
for
of luck
having
with the
me.
play. Best of luck with the Please God the comedy night takes off in Newbridge. And yeah,
I'm expecting you guys to become comedians and do your 5 10
no one
minutes.
laughed at my jokes. I told a joke on here a couple of weeks ago, and it was on
Kate,
deaf
was
ears.
dreadful.
It was on
Okay.
deaf ears.
You could just get up and tell lies.
Yeah, no, honestly, you should be like, "Hi guys, thanks for coming.
I'm gonna tell you a
just-
bit about my life.
I want you to decide which one of these is a lie."
Yeah.
And then just like
And I'll have paddle cards.
yes,
Works
I
for
mean,
me.
red
feel like
pepper,
a-
green pepper.
I feel like a TV show coming on.
Yeah.
Imagine.
yeah.
But yeah, it's been great.
Great.
Else you need to plug or anything,
No, it's
'Cause
just
there is
thanks
thousands of people listening right
thanks
now.
For, I'm glad that you responded to me forcing myself onto your
Not
podcast.
at all. We're delighted to have you and hope to have you on again if we don't get cancelled, taken off the air, or reported before.
It could be an annual thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, every year.
And we can hear all about your next book or play or
Never do it.
whatever.
Never
too
doing
much,
it
too much
again.
work. Yeah,
Too much
fuck
stress.
that. Nah.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thanks a million.
It's been brilliant.
Thanks for listening, guys. See you
Night,
next
guys.
episode.
Bye bye.
Mic drop.